everybody, it's the Doll Circle, and thank you so much to Whatnot for sponsoring today's video. And see, so that's why when people say like, oh, you buy so many dolls, I'm like, actually, I may not have a 401k plan, but I've got a lot of dolls. It's the Doll Circle, and as you can see, I'm back in the old doll room. Well, the old filming room, still a doll room. It's been the doll room now for about 8 or 9 years, which is wild to think it's been that long. So I do film in a different space now, but this is where I used to film, and the space is ever evolving. All of the walls have different shelves on it, and obviously as a toy collector and as a doll collector, we end up getting sometimes too many items, and we're like, God, it's time to let some go, to buy some new stuff, to replace it. It's like, I'm gonna make space. And then a new toy comes out and then you need it. So one of the biggest questions I get on social media is how and where do you let your items go? And in today's video, I will be answering that question. Also, I'm going to be doing a giveaway on the upcoming live stream, and it's going to be a very special item, which I will be sharing with you at the end of this video. So as a toy collector, it is really hard. I do tie a lot of emotions with my dolls, whether it's sentimental value of getting something as a kid or buying something current and having a good memory tied with it. It's hard when it's time to like, okay, I have to clean off my shelves, I have to clean off my space, or there's just like a lot of new toys coming out and you're like, you know what? I'm tired of looking at this one item, I want to bring in something new. So the process that I normally go about when I look at my items is I kind of, and I know it sounds very Marie Kondo type of thing, where it's like, does it spark joy? And it does translate into the dolls and toys that I have. It's like, okay, I'm looking at it, I hold it up and I'm like, am I gonna let you go? What am I going to do with you? Am I going to keep you? I don't want to just stick you in the closet and then maybe look at it later, because obviously if it's in the closet, I'm not enjoying the item. So as I pick up every item, I kind of go through that conversation of like, okay, how long have I had you? Do I still like you? And would I prefer something new? So that's kind of the process that I go through emotionally and mentally when I look at my toys, which I know sounds very serious, but it is. I mean, we do, as like I said, toy collectors and as collectors in general, we do hold a lot of sentimental value to a lot of these objects. They bring us joy, right? So one thing that I'm going to share today is, where do I sell my items? And I sell it on Whatnot. I do obviously sell on eBay, Facebook Marketplace, Mercari. There's so many different apps and websites out there. But one of the ones that I've recently found over the past few months is Whatnot. And I really like because it helps build a doll community onto a selling platform so you can sell to other collectors. And I have made some cool friends off of there as well that have translated over into Instagram. And I do like how the app has everything kind of separated. So if you're really into like Funko Pops, or if you're really into like trading cards, if you're really into action figures. So it's a little bit easier if you're like, okay, I want to go shopping, but where do I want to find stuff? So it has everything kind of separated. So from a buyer and a seller's perspective, it's very convenient and easy. I will be doing another live stream of letting stuff go shortly. I don't have an official date just yet, but I will definitely post the link to my Whatnot page in the description below. So you can go on there. You can actually hit a little follow for each of the sellers that you like. So you can go back and see if they have an upcoming live stream show. And that's what I like, is that it's very interactive. So as I hold up each item that I'm letting go, I can tell you a little bit of a story, a background to it, maybe where I got it. Am I the original owner? Did I purchase this from another collector? So you get a little bit of that history with each piece, unlike when you go onto a lot of other selling sites where it's just a picture, a description, and good luck. So it's like you really don't have that story tied to the item itself. So that's one thing I really like about Whatnot, is that there is that emotion, that sentimental value that we do get from toys, but now I'm able to share with all of you when I'm letting it go, which is sometimes hard because then sometimes I talk myself into keeping it, which I don't. I'm good at letting it go, but then I'm like, I don't know, maybe all these memories are coming back to me. Now I will be doing a live stream coming up soon, and I will be doing that with my friend Johnny at Johnny's Toy World. He is already on Whatnot currently and has done many other live auctions. So we're gonna do a live auction back to back on there. And I hope you guys really go on there and join and see what we're letting go, because we're trying to raise money not only for the Doll Awards, but also just for our personal lives, and also to buy a lot of new dolls, because this holiday season there has been so many dolls and toys coming out for sure. So let me show you some of the items that I'm going to be letting go in my upcoming auction and kind of the process of how I decided to let them go. All right, so we're in the doll space again. Let's go in and decide what we're selling, which is very, very difficult, I will admit. I mean, there's a lot of times when I look at things and it's just like, ugh, I like them so much, or also like, oh, I'll keep it and maybe I'll take a video with it or a picture with it, and then I end up never doing it. So today I'm looking at these items in this particular box that are going to be in the upcoming auction, which, yes, the link will be in the description below once there's a definite date to it. I got these from another collector, and these are a bunch of like Ken dolls, and I like them. I like that they all have made of move bodies, but I'm also just like not emotionally tied to them, because when I purchased the collection from this other collector, I only wanted a particular like handful that were really speaking to me. And then these were just kind of the leftover ones where I was like, you know what? they're gonna go to a new home. They're gonna bring someone else joy. So I've got Ken, another Ken, and another Ken. And yeah, I'm just gonna let them go, which was pretty easy this round, just because I'm like, okay, I don't have emotional tie to them, and I already have a bunch of Ken dolls that I prefer. So that's another way that I go through dolls too. It's like, I look at my Ken dolls that I currently have, and I'm like, okay, I really like you, but I can let you go. Because I'm not really connected to it, and I don't kind of like, I'm not feeling his outfit or anything. I kind of like his jacket. I might keep his jacket. And that's another thing too. When I'm letting go, sometimes like I'll take a piece off and like, oh, I really like that piece, but I don't like the other pieces or something like that. So that makes it a little bit easier. And recently I've been thinning out, like as you can see, I've got Bratz behind me, and I've been letting go some of my Bratz stuff. So that's kind of what I have left. My first original, the original Bratz one. So I do have some behind me that I really, really love. But then I have some things where I'm just like, you know what? I think someone else will like it better. So I have like this Bratz locker, and I'm just like not emotionally connected to it. I feel like somebody else will enjoy it more than me. So I'm going to let this Bratz go. And see, that's how I'm kind of thinking too. It's like, I'm not enjoying it, but I know someone who's obsessed with Bratz, who maybe thinks the locker looks cool or has always been looking for that item, will enjoy it a lot better. And yes, with Monster High back, I know everybody's been freaking out about Monster High and stuff, and I bought this one on a whim back in LA. And it was one of those things, like Claudine and I were like shopping around looking for Monster High dolls, and this one was just there, and I was like, oh, I'll buy it. And now I'm looking at it and I'm like, well, I kind of don't need you now in my life. It's just not one of my favorites, and honestly I prefer the Gen 1 and Gen 3 over the Gen 2 style. So this is something I'm gonna let go. It's a G2 Claudine Wolf doll, which I have done a video on, whether it was like on my display and sell it episode, and I went to go put it in an auction, ended up not really selling, so that's why now I'm going to try it again. So something about the Whatnot auctions that I really do like, that if something doesn't sell, you can always just save the item and put it up in the next auction, because maybe somebody in that crowd going forward might be more interested in it. Because I really like the whole idea of the auctions being really personal. So a lot of you can go on there and ask questions, because you can ask questions back and forth on there and really ask for more detail. I can hold it up closer to the camera. You can see all the sides to it, versus like if you were to buy it somewhere else, all you get are pictures. So I like that it does have more of a personal connection. It makes me kind of feel like I'm on like the Home Shopping Network or QVC. I just love that. I'm just like, and I used to watch that all the time growing up. So I'm just like, Vanna White over here. It's like, welcome, let me show you this Claudine doll. Like, I do have an Ever After High doll that I've been holding on to, and I'm like, I'm gonna do something with her. I'm going to redo her hair, yada, yada, yada. Like, maybe I'll do something with her face mold. I haven't. I haven't. And I think that's another thing with us as collectors. Like, we always have like plans, or we want to do something creative or customize with a doll, and honestly life or work gets in the way, and unfortunately we don't get to do it, and then before we know it we have like 30 projects that we've had on a list and we never get to it. I'm guilty of that for sure. So I'm going to be letting this Raven doll go. She doesn't have all of her pieces, but she does have her dress and it's cute. I don't know, maybe I'll keep the dress and just sell the doll by itself. This is the process. See, you go, you talk yourself through it. Honestly, doing this on camera is a lot helping me, because I feel like I'm talking even more out loud, just kind of going through the steps of like, all right, do I really need the dress? Am I going to do something with the dress? I'm like, maybe I'll do something with the dress. I'll see what other doll it fits on. Maybe I'll fit on like a mini me or something. My mini me needs a gothic looking gown or something. And then I have tons of clothes. I feel like I've collected so many clothes over the years, and like friends who've given up collections who like show off pieces and everything. And I'm gonna have, oh, side note, I am gonna have Robin on here. She is coming by later today because we have like this meeting we have to go to, and she's bringing some stuff that she's gonna be selling as well. And I'm gonna have her on here for like a second, just kind of like explaining how her process is for letting things go. And I do get a lot of pieces from her too that I end up keeping. And I have tons and tons of doll clothes that I'm going to be letting go in the next auction, and before you know it, I feel like my dolls have more clothes than I do, and I have a lot of clothes, I will admit, but before you know it, every time you go to the store, you're like, oh, this outfit would look cute on this doll, and then I end up putting it in a bag and never using it, or putting it on a doll once and then not liking it. So a lot of doll clothes I'm letting go, but this one takes a little bit longer. I feel like when you look at the clothes, you're like, okay, well, can I style it to one of my dolls? So normally when I look at my doll clothes, I'll sit there and kind of look at my dolls, see, does this look good with her hair color? Which doll can I put it on? You know, I'm kind of looking around the room, and then from there I'm like, okay, these really didn't really go with anything that I had, so these clothes are getting let go. And I think most of these are going to be a combination of Barbie. There might be some Bratz in here, I don't know. it's a little bit of everything. And I'm not only a doll collector, obviously I collect a lot of toys, a lot of sloths. I have a huge, huge sloth collection, but I'm letting some sloths go, which honestly sometimes is emotionally more difficult than the dolls because they're just so cute. They're just so cute. So I'm letting this Christmas Build-A-Bear sloth go. Don't look at me with those eyes. Look away. Look away. Just don't make eye contact with the toys. It's so much easier to let them go. I know it's silly, but it really is. So yeah, these are just a few things that I'm going to be putting in the auction and things that like I said, I am selling, letting go to purchase either other dolls. And also recently, if a lot of you follow me on Instagram and social media, I am very vocal that I've been saving up money to pay off credit card debt. And also I need to get some dental work done, which is very, very expensive. So yeah, so all of that is going to, it's like I'm raising money to myself by selling the things that I bought that I loved. So it works out at the end though, because it all goes to a better cause. My teeth and my credit card debt. And yeah, so I feel like a lot of that too, when you're sitting there and you're like, oh, I'm just gonna keep it. Well, weigh out your options. I mean, like, what else can you do? Like, okay, well, if I don't want to sell my dolls, how else can I save or raise money to buy new dolls or pay bills? Because obviously bills are way more important than dolls, even though it's when you're buying the dolls, it's hard to think that way, but it really is. You know, so it's like I said, it's a process. And I just sit there and I kind of talk through the items. And I know this is maybe sounding a little ridiculous where you're like, oh my gosh, so much like emotion and like, oh, you really connect with the dolls. But honestly, the dolls really make me happy. So it is hard to let something go that makes you so happy at the end of the day. But it does make it a lot easier when there is a easy platform to do it on and you are selling to other collectors. I mean, there isn't just collectors on the Whatnot app, but it does feel like it's predominantly collectors because they reach out to me afterwards, and sometimes they'll tag me on Instagram going, oh my god, I love this doll so much. I'm so glad that you know, were able to sell it and I was able to purchase it, because it is a bidding on there. So anytime you're on the app, make sure you have all of your information all ready to go. So when an auction does start up, you can start placing your bid. So it does make it really interactive and fun because you're like, ooh, bidding against other people and you're going through it, and it just makes it a lot more, like I said, you're connecting within the doll community versus just clicking and buying something on Amazon perhaps, and it just makes it a lot more fun and interactive. So I'm going to be doing a giveaway on the next live auction, and it's going to be something very exciting because obviously Monster High is very, very back and popular now. Again, I can't believe G3 is here. It's insane to think Monster High has been around for that long. So thank you so much for Whatnot for partnering with me on this giveaway and helping me give me a credit so that I can help all of you get a vintage, I want to say vintage, even though it's not vintage because vintage is normally like 25 years or older, but older Monster High doll. And let me just tell you, because I am very pristine when it comes to my inbox collection, so this box has like no flaws on it. I'm going to be giving away a Monster High Sweet Screams doll on the next live stream, and you're gonna have to watch the whole entire live stream because I don't know when I'm going to be giving away that doll. And then I have another Sweet Screams doll that I will be selling during the live stream as well. So if you end up not getting the giveaway, you can purchase one of the dolls too. So that's going to be one of the surprises that's going to be going on during the next live auction. So make sure you go down in those links below and start your account, have everything set up and ready to go for the live stream when it does happen, because I want you to get the chance to get this giveaway. And I haven't decided which one, but it'll probably be either a Gulia or a Frankie. So I have not decided. Torn. I don't know. I know, and it's so hard to let them go, but honestly, like, I've decided out of all of them, I gave the Sweet Screams Abby to Claudina for their birthday because they really love that doll and they were missing it. And I was like, you know what? I will let it go. I will let them spark joy somewhere else. And then I was like, oh, well, now I don't have the whole set, so I'll just keep Dracula because Dracula is obviously my favorite. Always love my vampires. And then I was like, well, you know what? I'll let somebody out there enjoy one of these two. So like I said, one of these is going to be a giveaway, one of these is going to be a purchase, and you're going to have to just stay tuned to my live stream to find out which one is which. So like I said, make sure to be set up on that account so that you can get your chance to win one of these. All right, so we're letting go of more dolls, and we have Robin here, and she's going to tell us her process of how she how she decides to let go of a doll.
I go through phases of just get rid of it all to let me look at everything individually.
Okay, so you do like a clean slate, and then you get stuff again, and then you do
sorta. So like the first time I let like a bunch go, I went through and was like, what is the most meaningful? So I picked those dolls, and the rest I was like, I can let you go. All right, so then as you have left, like now I have very little, I have to just be like,
you do the stare, you look into their eyes. Like.
Yes, and so I had little, and then I accumulated more, and then I kind of overwhelmed myself again. So I don't want to just clean slate it since I do have such little amount of dolls. So I literally was like, okay, what memory does this doll give me? Does it, some of them are just, they spark joy still, they have no memory, I just have it. So yeah, I went through some of the dolls and I decided to let go some of these.
Oh, okay. Let's see what we've got today that you're letting go. That will be up in the next auction. So if any of you are interested, these funds do go back to Robin in my next auction.
Thank you. Thank you. Yes. Okay, so the first one is a J doll who has no shoes. And I can't tell you who she is, but this is her outfit. Her hair is beautiful.
See, that's a fun memory. When did we get those? Like
2014, I want to say. When we went to Tuesday mornings and we were just buying them because they existed and we had never seen. And they were what, like $40?
$20.
The pull-ups were $40.
But now they're going for like $100. So investment. See, so that's why when people say like, oh, you buy so many dolls, I'm like, actually, I may not have a 401k plan, but I've got a lot of dolls. So
I mean, sitting in this room, I'm like, oh, I love everything I want. I used to have all these dolls, and then I'm like, no, I'm also very overwhelmed right now.
Is this the room of temptation?
It's more like I can appreciate them here.
Okay, see, that's good. Just go to your friend. If you don't have a doll, go to your friend's house and appreciate their doll.
Exactly. It's like, so I don't have to own it. I just come here and look at it when I want to see it. This one's beautiful. I can't really tell you much about her. She does come with a stand.
So why did you decide to let that one go?
Because I don't know, like, I can't remember why I even kept her, but she was just one. I'm like, I have no connection to you. I didn't even know I had you. You were just on the shelf.
Okay, so like it's kind of like
easy to let go.
Not having a connection with the doll.
Yeah, I think I kept her because when I was giving her stuff, she was in a box. She was somewhere not with the rest, and then I found her later and was like, all right, well, since you're here.
Like, since you're here, I'm just going to keep
But I'd rather her go to somebody who would, like, appreciate her more. But she's very pretty.
I like that.
Okay, the next one is a Leica chair.
Leica. Which I hope we're saying that correct, but I believe it's called Leica.
Okay, she's also missing a shoe, so hopefully I'll find her before the next live stream. But this one I actually got in Japan, in a store in Japan. So she is a memory, but I don't know. She just isn't sparking joy. And like that memory of taking from Japan isn't outweighing the freedom of not being tied to stuff. Not to go, oh, whoa, whatever, I'm minimalist-y.
But no, like, I mean, that's one thing that you have to think about. Like when, and I mean mentioning earlier, like if I know it's very Marie Kondo, we've said it before, if it doesn't spark something in you, like then it's not meant to be in your space anymore.
Maybe she'll spark, that's my hair in her hair. Maybe she'll spark joy to you. So this one is the last Ever After High doll I had. What's her name? Bella Swan?
No, it's Duchess.
Duchess Swan.
Duchess.
Bella Swan is from a movie.
Is that the Twilight one?
I think her name was Bella, and I think it was Swan.
Is it?
I think.
See, I'm not a Twilight fan, so don't come after me. But like, is it Bella Swan? I think it is.
Okay. Duchess Swan. She is stunning. I always loved her character in the show, and I just love the fish. I mean, this is when a certain doll company was making good choices. So these fishnets, I just loved her look. I loved her attitude. So I was like, I'm going to keep her. Again, she was one that I'm like, oh yeah, I have you. She was on a shelf.
You're convincing me now to buy them from you. Like
they're available.
No.
If you never see this, that means she bought them all.
And then she has a bunch of Monster High dolls, which is so
or like 3.
Well, that's still a few.
Yeah, so these ones were ones that I kept the first time because they were like beautiful and they're special. But again, I feel like they're being wasted on my shelf, and I'd rather just go to somebody who would appreciate more.
She is so beautiful though, and I'm actually like, because earlier Robin just got here, so she didn't see me earlier saying that I'm doing a giveaway for the other Sweet Screams, but I'm actually keeping Dracula in box. But now I'm like, I kind of want an out of box one, so I might buy this from Robin. Already made a sale, like
done.
But thank you for sharing your process with us of how you like let it go and like how you do. I like the like clean the slate and then start fresh. Like that's a very interesting way to go about it. I mean, for me it would be very overwhelming to do that, but I feel like if you have a small enough collection, that is a good way to kind of do that.
Yeah, mine was always smaller than yours, so it was easier to just be like, everything must go, because it's almost like if you don't remember everything you have, you're not gonna miss it.
That is true, because sometimes I go out and I'm like, do I own that Barbie? Like, do I have that Monster High doll? Yeah, it's been a moment.
There may be more of my dolls that the very few that before the next live stream that get put in.
Ooh, so make sure, like I said, check out those links in the description so you can watch Robin's things. And it goes back, like I said, all the dolls that are Robin's will go back to Robin. So thank you for being in our segment today.
Thank you.
So letting items go, I know, can be very difficult. So if you have any other questions or anything else that you'd like to know about the Whatnot app, make sure to hit me up on Instagram. I'm more than happy to help you set up your account or any questions that you may have on how everything works, just so that it's easier for when the live streams do go up, that if there is an item that you need from our collection in your collection, it's easier and ready set up to purchase. So thank you so much again, Whatnot, for sponsoring today's video. And I hope this answers a lot of your questions when it comes to my process of letting items go. Again, it was kind of all over the place, and as a toy collector, it's hard to let items go. I mean, to a lot of people who don't collect, it's very easy, right? You know, like, oh, you're not using it, get rid of it. But it is so much deeper than that when it brings you so much happiness just seeing it on your shelf and smiling back at you. So, so until next time, make sure to check all the links in the description below when it comes to setting up your Whatnot account, and make sure to check Johnny's Toy World and I for our live streams. I mean, when it comes to letting items go, if I can give it to another or sell it to another collector, I would rather go about that way, because I know you guys really appreciate it. And it's just been a really great experience overall being on the Whatnot app, and then really coming together with other doll collectors within the app as well, and now talking to them on Instagram. So until next time, I'll check you guys out on the live stream, and make sure to check out the live stream if you're interested in that Monster High giveaway. Bye!